One out of 100% of people in this classroom becomes a different person on the regular. Now, before you look at me like I'm crazy or I have some crazy psychoanalysis or something going on, just let me explain for a minute. I want you to really think about it. Don't you go throughout your day kind of being different versions of yourself? Throughout the day, we go through different, what I like to call subpersonalities. Subpersonalities are just different people that you create in your head that you become throughout the day without you even noticing. Today I'll be discussing my different subpersonalities, the different subpersonalities that you guys might have, why we have them, and the overall message of just staying true to who you really are. So first, I'm gonna go through my personalities, and I got these through my social media. I was looking throughout and seeing like, who am I differently? And I want to talk about this one first. This is Joey. So giving you a little bit of backstory, in high school, my sophomore year specifically, I fell in love with my girl best friend, her name was Giselle, and she was one of the first girls I ever really tried to pursue to talk to. And in that process, I had a friend of mine named Fernando. He was a pretty boy, cocky, soccer player, you know, all the girls loved him. And when he got into the mix, I kind of realized, wow, like, there's no way I'm gonna compete with this guy. I pretty much should give up. And next thing you know, they have a long and successful relationship years later. And it hurt me. I was like, wow, like, I wasn't confident enough to just, you know, go out. And she told me later in life, like, oh, why'd you just stop trying? Like, I would have liked to pursue a relationship with you. And I was like, wow. So I felt like, wow, I need to really do whatever I can to be somebody that people like. You know, high school gets, you know, all the cool people hang out in the back, ditch class and everything. So I made Joey. So Joey's that cocky, smooth, funny, you know, good-looking guy who plays sports and does all that stuff and teaches class and stuff. So that's Joey. And then I realized, you know, I've always kind of been smart, and now I have that personality as well. So then I thought of the widest name I could think of, and I made Lawrence Fisherman. So Lawrence Fisherman is my hardworking, smart, you know, very, I guess you could say nerdy self who likes to not really talk to too much people, just likes to get his work done and just stay together. And I really don't get along with Lawrence. I really don't like how he looks. I don't know why I did that picture, but you know, nevertheless, it's still me. And also another personality I noticed is basically my core one is just me, the original me, Jojo. That's a normal, you know, funny guy, talk to, easygoing, not too crazy, very loud. I noticed I talk very loud. And this is kind of who I am most of the day. I vary between all the other ones, but most of the time when you talk to me, you're probably talking to Jojo. And then, I have no idea where this one came from. I read a book by John Rowan, who's a psychologist and a leader in subpersonalities, and he said we have about 4 to 9 different personalities, so I felt like the need to put this one up because I still don't know why.
How do you say that one?
Jappis. It's Jappis. So Rowan is one of the leaders, researchers in subpersonalities, and he noticed that a lot of us have a lot of common subpersonalities. One of the ones I wanted to bring up to you was that we have the critic, or what he likes to call it. So Sebastian, I know, you know, you're your worst critic. You know, I'm pretty sure when you're doing your speeches or anything, you mess up, you're really hard on yourself. You know, you have that person on you, and everyone hates that person because that's the person who tells you, hey, why aren't you doing this right now? What do you do later on? Why did you eat that? Why did you do this? So, you know, I'm pretty sure you recognize that you have that character in you every now and then. We also have what I like to call the protector. So the protector is if you ever, you know, seen a family member like almost be in danger, or if someone comes to you at a wrong way in your neighborhood or something, you kind of feel the need to like, oh no, I need to guard whatever I can because I love this. That's also another subpersonality that Rowan says we have. Also, I think we all have it. Some people are better at covering it than others. It's the inner child. So Roman, I know when you go down the toy aisle to Target, you see a lightsaber, you just turn into a whole different person. You think like, wow, I can spend $5 on this right now. I don't care. So we all have that inner child as well. And you know, there's a bunch of other ones that we also have, but those are the main ones that I know that pretty much that everybody here kind of has them. But I want you to start thinking right now, you know, the other personalities that you have within yourself, whether they follow this line or not, because we have so many. So now that you're really thinking about how we have all these personalities and, you know, thinking about your own individual ones, probably thinking, why do we have these? And Rowan explains why. The biggest thing he explains why we have it is dissociation. So I like to call this the movie effect. But dissociation is having looking at something desirable and wanting that characteristics. So I call it the movie effect because for all those who watch action movies or you're into Star Wars, the adventure movies, you know, when after you walk out of that movie theater, you're looking around like, I wish somebody fucked with me right now, because you just learned all these new tricks and all these things because you know you want that characteristics. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking
So,
about.
you know, that's why I call it the movie effect, because you know you see like that Spider-Man that can jump off these walls. So you go out and you're like, I'm gonna jump this, and then it wasn't even that big. And also, you know, our media now, like that we're surrounded by, everyone has a social media account. So you're hearing, seeing, reading a bunch of things that you want to have, and you try to make this perfect character of yourself that's not really you, but you really want to be that person. Also, social life just kind of forces us to be a different person all the time. You kind of feel like you need to play the role. You know, when you have an occupation or someone puts you into a certain spot, think about a teacher or a police officer, they really need to feel like, wow, I'm this authority, like I'm right here. So I need to be this person, which, you know, they're not really that person after the fact, but they really do take on that role of, okay, I need to be this person right now. And just think about your social groups that you have. You have very different social groups, whether it's with your parents, with your friends, school, work. You know, you adapt to whatever you're at that time with who you're at, because there's different terms and languages that people understand. Finally, on a more traumatic spectrum, also trauma and denial can really develop certain personalities, and to an extreme can also start multi-personality disorder. And usually this is a person trying to fill a void that they can't just deal with themselves, so they make this image or this person to deal with that at that time. But I don't think any of us are on that borderline of that. You know, if you are, come talk to me, I can help you. But if not, you know, we all have a little bit mild of that. So now that I've described all the subpersonalities that you might have, I want you to think about the bigger picture here. You know, it's important to embrace all the different subpersonalities that you have, because somewhat, you know, you made that for a reason. And I just want you to remember not to get stuck in any of them. I know, for me personally, sometimes I get stuck as Joey. Sometimes I want to be that flashy, cool rapper, like, you know, stud. But I'm not completely that person. You know, I'm just a humble person who comes from the streets of South Central, who just, you know, trying to make his way in this world like everybody else. You know, you will always have internal conflicts in you. You will always be like, why I do this, why I do that, and that's okay. Like, you have to understand why you feel that way, and just for the next part, make a better decision. You know, there's always that time where you act a certain way, and right after you're like, why did I do that? Like, why, that wasn't me. Like, why would I say that? And like, you instantly regret it. So I want you to acknowledge that and just be like, you know what? The next time that comes up, I'm not gonna let myself get back to this point. Just remember that you're an amazing person no matter what people tell you. Especially now in a place that we live in that's very high in social media, people feel like they have to like always polish their image and look a certain way. But you know, it doesn't matter what people think, it matters what you think at the end of the day. So in conclusion, it's important to realize who you are and who is the real you. You are all these different personalities that you have, but realize that that's what makes you unique. What I want you to take away from seeing my subpersonalities, your different subpersonalities, why we have them, and remembering the all message of being yourself, I want you to all just try to accept yourself to who you are, and like I tell myself every morning, just be the best you that you can be. Thank you guys.